Hello guys, this is Teenage DC Fan back in another video. Of course, we knew that Crisis on Infinite Earths would have repercussions, and now that we're starting to see how rewriting, the whole universe and multiverse has rippled all the way into the future. So, welcome to 2040 for the Green Arrow and the Canaries Arrow spin-off Backdoor pilot. So we may be getting this show next season. We don't know for sure because this actually hasn't even been ordered to series yet, unlike the Superman and Lois show, which went straight to series. So basically, depending on how this episode does and like the reaction from fans will determine whether or not we'll actually get this series. And I hope we do, because there was a lot of cliffhangers here that I hope get solved and continued. But anyway, the big crossover event, of course, sent Oliver's future daughter Mia, along with a few others, back to the present to help out in saving the multiverse. But when the dust settled and Earth Prime was born from the ashes of Oliver's sacrifice, those future kids went missing, and now we know where they ended up. Mia, William, and Connor were sent back to their proper places in the timeline in 2040. Though this future is definitely a drastic change from the one we've gone to know via flash forwards over the past couple seasons. So like everyone else who wasn't a Paragon, Mia, just like everyone else, has no memories of the crisis or the life they lived before Earth Prime was formed. So for Mia and her circle, that makes for some drastic changes to the chessboard. When Oliver created Earth Prime, he clearly made a point to take care of Mia in the process. This Mia is a well-adjusted socialite in future Star City, and she's never been a vigilante. We also learn that she grew up with her older brother William, where in the original timeline they never actually met until they were adults. And a familiar set is also back, as Oliver's family home has been returned to working order and is now Mia's residence. So her friend group has also seen some shakeups, because Diggle's future son JJ, who was originally the future Deathstroke in the original 2040 timeline, has been rewritten as an average Joe art dealer who's dating Mia, and at the beginning of the episode he actually proposes to her, and she says yes. But her former partner in superheroing and possible love interest Connor, who's JJ's brother, who was also raised by John Diggle and Lila Michaels, but now he's a bit of a loser. Like, they've kind of swapped places, because before, Connor was the good guy, JJ was the evil one, but now JJ's the good guy and Connor's the bad boy. He's a rebel. Now, Renee's future daughter, Zoe, who was killed in the original timeline by JJ, is also now alive, resurrected in the reconfiguration of Earth Prime. But this being the Arrowverse, Mia's cushy new life doesn't last too long. Because in a fascinating twist, it seems Dinah was dropped in 2040 and erased from the timeline altogether in Earth Prime. So she decided to open up a piano bar and started to try and live her best her best life, far removed from vigilantism. But then she ends up getting recruited back into the fold by Laurel, who has apparently traveled from the present with the help of the Legends to try and stop a murder that will cause the entire city to unravel a year in the future. So we're not dealing with the older versions of Laurel and Dinah in the future here. These are the present-day Arrow era versions of them, just kicking around in 2040. And the kidnapping case involves Helena Bertinelli's daughter, who's aka Helena Bertinelli was the Huntress. So her daughter has been kidnapped, and she's also a friend of Mia's. So Laurel uses a piece of tech that emulates Martian Manhunter's wake-up powers to give her back all of her memories from the original pre-crisis timeline. So now she remembers both lives at once, where her fiancé is simultaneously a mild-mannered guy and also a stone-cold killer who murdered her best friend. So she remembers everything, and Laurel even brought the green arrow suit Oliver gave her back to her. But she's hesitant to suit back up. Though Mia is obviously still grappling with balancing these dual realities, she also admits she's terrified of failing to live up to Oliver's legendary status as the man who saved Star City and the world. But she is a queen, after all, and eventually suits up and helps save the day. Now, since this is a backdoor pilot, there's plenty of mystery, twists, and cliffhangers baked in from the jump. And it turns out some mysterious baddie was pulling the strings behind the kidnapping with a tattoo that matches the same symbol on a rock that was passed down to William, the one that brought them all back together in the first place when the flash forward started. And there's also more to Laurel's intel about the city falling apart a year in the future. For whatever reason, Mia is to blame. Then, as if that wasn't enough, William is kidnapped at the end of the episode, while Mia is left tranquilized in front of Oliver's memorial, which I mentioned in my recent video about the Arrow finale promo images, which you can go check out. So we'll be getting that in the final episode of Arrow next Tuesday. But last but certainly not least, a mysterious player uses the wake-up tech thing on JJ, reminding him of his former life as the leader of the Deathstroke gang. So yeah, there's plenty of intrigue to go around if the CW decides to keep this one around. Do you think the CW should pick it up? I'd say yeah, because it keeps fan favorites from Arrow around in new and exciting ways, and the pilot makes clear there's plenty of interesting stories and paths to explore in the world of 2040. So here's hoping we hear some good news on this one. Now, just because I say that I want this to get renewed doesn't mean it was great. Like, it was an okay episode. It wasn't great. It was okay. It wasn't bad either. I enjoyed it for what it was. Not sure how a whole series of it will be, but like I said, I still hope that this does get sent to series and that we'll see it next fall. So that, because like after Arrow ends, like basically all the characters from Arrow, it's like we're not going to see them again. But if we have this show, then they can always pop up here for any random reason. And like I said, I want to find out what happens with the cliffhangers, with William getting kidnapped for some reason, JJ getting reminded of his past, and the Trevor, who was the one that actually kidnapped Bianca Bertinelli. So he was suited up as Deathstroke in this episode, and as he was battling Green Arrow and the Canaries, you could see that he had a tattoo on his forearm, and he mentioned that I don't know exactly what it was, but something about she won't let you stop it, or something like you can't stop it, she won't let you, or something like that. And then when Mia and William were at Oliver's statue thing, William had the stone that I was talking about, and it had that same symbol on it that was on that guy's tattoo. So I'm interested to see where that goes. But like I said, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. What did you think about this Backdoor pilot? And are you excited do you want this show to continue? So let me know. But thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next video, so I can bestow all my DC knowledge upon you.